Welcome to Focus on Community. Today we are spotlighting the Slinger Museum. Tom Lane, you are the president of the Slinger Museum, located obviously in the village of Slinger. And let's talk about the museum and how this all came about.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So the museum came to light 5 years ago, actually, in 2019. The village of Slinger turned 150 in 2019, and our museum is located in the old train depot that served the village for many years. And E.H. Wolf had that building from 1985 until 2018 when they built the new headquarters. And we put a committee together in the village for some historical artifacts to show off during the 150th anniversary of the village in 2019. And that went over so well that I was actually a firefighter in Slinger, and on the fire department, Craig Wolf, the owner of E.H. Wolf, was on there. And he said, how about you guys set up a temporary display in the train depot so that people can see this? So myself and Troy Fossbender put together a temporary exhibit, and it was going to be one showing. It actually ended up being 7 showings, and we had over 3,500 people come through. At that point, the village realized we need something done for preserving the history of Slinger. So Troy and I couldn't sit on our hands, and we actually ended up starting the museum. So we did the 501c3 paperwork. We did everything that we had to do to start a museum, and the Wolf family was gracious enough to lease us the building. We went out and got donations, and that's how it all started 5 years ago.
That's fantastic. And it's in a great location, and you have plenty of parking. And for any of our viewers that are interested in visiting, how would they get there?
So you really can't miss it because it's right on the main drag in Slinger, located right between the 2 railroad tracks. And it's actually one of our more popular things is for people to come down and you're in a train depot and all of a sudden the trains go by and it gets loud, it rumbles a little, but for any other business that's probably not good, but for the museum it's actually something that people like. But we're located right on 144, come down the big hill into Slinger, and you can't miss us. It's a big train depot. So
excellent. So from anybody coming from the east, they could take Highway 60 either to 175 to 144, or anybody coming in from the west, they definitely want to turn north on 144 so that they reach the Slinger Museum.
Definitely.
The museum is open and it's free to the public.
Yep.
And what are the hours?
So our hours are a little strange, but that's on purpose to man volunteers to have it open all the time. It's just not feasible. So we had to pick certain days that we think work for different groups of people. So we're actually open the first and third Sundays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The second Wednesday nights from 5 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. And then the fourth Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it kind of gives a range so people that have different work schedules can actually come out and see us. And like you said, it's free admission, and we do that on purpose. We're there not to make money. We're there to preserve and educate the community on history of Slinger and actually surrounding communities. So
fantastic. Since the opening of the museum, have you acquired more artifacts that deal with Schlesingerville, now called Slinger, from area residents and probably people out of the area?
We have, and when we first started, our donations coming in, they were sporadic, and most of them were on loan, which we have 2 things that you can do. You can loan an item, or you can actually donate the item. In the beginning, I think people were a little hesitant because we were new, so a lot of people were just loaning items to us to put on display. Now I would say a majority of people are actually donating because we are established. People know that we're going to be there and we're serious about what we're doing. But we average, there's weeks where we can get up to 100 items donated to us. So it's just amazing what people have. And one of the great things about the museum is you never know what's going to come in the door next. So for people that have visited, you have to come back because there's always new items.
That's fantastic. So preserving legacy of Slinger is really important, correct?
It is. Yep.
And the village originally was called Schlesingerville.
Yep.
And do you know the meaning behind that?
Yes. So Baruch Schlesinger was the founder of the village, and that was in 1845. So it's actually 180 years old, I think, right now. And then he actually incorporated in 1869. But he was from France. He moved here and bought almost 3,000 acres in the area, and he plotted the village of Schlesingerville right where it is, and built the building right on the main intersection in town. And then he actually moved out to Big Cedar Lake. He was a senator for the state of Wisconsin after that. So that's how it got its name. And then the reason that it lost its name was in 1921. Everyone believes that it was anti-German sentiment, but actually we've found articles and everything that were pretty positive that it was just the postmaster was sick of people messing it up and not being able to say it, so they shortened the name to Slinger, which actually the name Slinger was actually being used all the way back into 1870 already. So
Okay.
It was kind of the slang word for Schlesingerville. So it wasn't a new word at that time already. It was being used for many years before that. So.
All right. You also have a website that people could visit if they want to just kind of peruse just some pictures you have. I know you have some really great artifact to show, and
Sure.
that website is
Sure. If you go to www.slingermuseum.org, you can go on, and we have a whole host of pictures. We have videos of our 1926 Schaefer theater organ. Actually, Dean Roscoe, who used to be the Brewers organist before they got rid of the organ, is actually on our website playing the organ, so you can go and see that. And then we also have links we have an online store, so you can go and pick up some merchandise for Slinger-themed items, and actually surrounding communities also. We do have some Hartford items on there, like Kissel and Dietzler and a couple different things. So, we're not just Slinger. We actually try to promote other areas too, because really, Washington County as a whole, we need to preserve the history.
And I know that you are offering certain exhibits coming up, and I'll have you back and we'll talk about that. But that's the other special thing about the Slinger Museum, is that you're able to curtail and have these special exhibits.
Yeah, we actually just about 2-3 months ago got done with the Hartford exhibit.
Yep.
It was one of our more popular exhibits. We were averaging 100 people every time we were open coming in and seeing it, and Troy Fossbender actually has a massive collection of Hartford items, and there was over 1,000 items on display and thousands more pictures on display, and the comments that people left, and it was just heartwarming, and really I think it opened a lot of eyes to Hartford residents too about, history is important. So.
It is. I appreciate you coming in and sharing the information about the museum
Sure.
with us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.